Hello, everyone. Welcome back to New Bubble's YouTube channel, where we dive deep into the stories of Africa's most dynamic leaders. Today, we're counting down the top 10 reasons why Captain Ibrahim Traoré is a force to reckon with, among other African presidents. We'll explore how this young military officer turned head of state is reshaping Burkina Faso and the wider Sahel region. So grab a drink, settle in, and let's get started. Number 1. Youthful leadership and boundless energy. At just 34 years old, Captain Ibrahim Traoré has become one of Africa's youngest heads of state and a symbol of hope, especially for the youth. His rise to power in Burkina Faso wasn't just a political shift. It was the beginning of a new chapter driven by energy, courage, and bold vision. Captain Traoré represents a break from the old order. His leadership style is hands-on, transparent, and deeply connected to the people. He doesn't hide behind long speeches or bureaucratic titles. Instead, he shows up at the front lines, speaks directly to citizens, and leads by example. What sets him apart is his boundless energy. In a country burdened by insecurity and economic hardship, Traoré brings a sense of urgency and resilience. He has made it clear that Africa's future belongs to the youth, and he's proving it by taking action, from defending national sovereignty to reforming key sectors like mining, agriculture, and education. His leadership is not just about holding office, it's about inspiring a movement. Young people across Burkina Faso and even across West Africa see in him a reflection of themselves, bold, determined, and ready to shape their destiny without waiting for permission. Captain Traoré is showing Africa and the world that youth is not a weakness, but a powerful force for change. And in his short time in office, he has already ignited a spirit of pride, unity, and purpose among his people. Number 2, battle-hardened military expertise. Captain Ibrahim Traoré is not just a political leader, he is a battle-hardened soldier who rose through the ranks on the front lines of conflict. In a nation struggling with terrorism and insecurity, Traoré's deep military experience has made him uniquely suited to lead. Long before taking office, Captain Traoré was in the trenches, fighting alongside his men in some of the most dangerous regions of Burkina Faso. He earned his reputation not in a conference room, but on the battlefield, where courage, discipline, and strategy are tested daily. His fellow soldiers speak of a man who leads from the front, not from behind. Since becoming head of state, he has used that expertise to restructure the military, increase morale, and take the fight directly to insurgent groups. Under his leadership, the army has become more agile, better equipped, and more focused on defending the people, not just territory. But what makes Captain Traoré stand out is not just his toughness, it's his understanding of the human cost of war. He knows the pain of fallen comrades, the trauma of displaced families, and the urgency of restoring peace. His military background gives him more than just credibility. It gives him clarity, confidence, and the ability to make tough decisions under pressure. In a time when Burkina Faso needed a warrior, they got a leader who had already been in the fight. Number 3, relentless anti-insurgency drive. Since taking power in 2022, Captain Ibrahim Traoré has made one thing very clear. Burkina Faso will not bow to terrorism. His leadership has been defined by a relentless, uncompromising drive to reclaim every inch of the country from insurgent groups who have terrorized civilians for far too long. Under Traoré's command, Burkina Faso shifted from defensive tactics to aggressive, proactive military operations. He didn't just increase troop presence. He reorganized command structures, boosted intelligence efforts, and empowered local defense groups to join the fight. His strategy is simple but firm. Take the war to the insurgents before they can strike. But Captain Traoré's fight goes beyond bullets and boots. He understands that victory also comes from addressing the root causes of extremism, poverty, marginalization, and broken trust in government. That's why he's combined military action with community support, infrastructure rebuilding, and national unity campaigns. His approach is not without risk. He faces international pressure, limited resources, and a complex enemy. Yet his courage and determination have earned him widespread respect among soldiers and civilians alike. People see a leader who is not just giving orders from a safe distance, but standing shoulder to shoulder with those on the front lines. Captain Ibrahim Traoré is proving that Burkina Faso will not be a battlefield forever. It will rise and it will be free. Number 4, anti-corruption crusader. In a region where corruption has crippled economies and shattered public trust, Captain Ibrahim Traoré has emerged as a bold anti-corruption crusader determined to clean up the system from top to bottom. Since assuming leadership of Burkina Faso, Captain Traoré has made it clear there will be no tolerance for corruption at any level. He has launched investigations into government contracts, exposed financial mismanagement, and moved swiftly to remove officials accused of embezzlement or abuse of power. But his fight isn't just about punishing wrongdoers. It's about restoring trust between the government and the people. He has emphasized transparency in public spending, redirected funds to key sectors like security, healthcare, and education, and demanded accountability from those in positions of power. Captain Traoré has also called on young people to join the fight against corruption by promoting integrity, patriotism, and civic responsibility. He believes that a nation can only stand strong if its institutions are clean and its leaders serve with honor. This is not an easy battle. Corruption is deeply rooted, and fighting it comes with resistance, both locally and internationally. But Captain Traoré's fearless approach and commitment to justice have given the people of Burkina Faso something they haven't had in a long time: hope. He is proving that leadership is not about privilege. It is about sacrifice, service, and standing for what is right. Number 5, Pan-African vision and regional unity. In a time when many African nations face division, dependency, and external control, Captain Ibrahim Traoré of Burkina Faso has emerged as a strong voice for a Pan-African vision and regional unity. From the moment he took leadership, Traoré made it clear: Africa must stand for Africa. He speaks boldly about breaking free from neo-colonial influence, reclaiming sovereignty, and building a united front among African nations that share a common struggle and a common destiny. One of his most significant moves was strengthening ties with Mali and Niger, forming a historic alliance that prioritizes security, economic cooperation, and political solidarity. This regional partnership is more than just strategy. It's a declaration. West Africa can defend itself, feed itself, and define its own future. Captain Traoré's Pan-African message resonates strongly with the youth. He challenges young Africans to stop looking outward for solutions and instead work together across borders to build strong, independent nations that support each other, not compete against each other. His leadership is reigniting the dream of African unity, once championed by icons like Kwame Nkrumah and Thomas Sankara. And while the road is difficult, Traoré's courage is reminding Africa and the world that the spirit of self-determination, dignity, and brotherhood is alive and rising again. Number 6, bold economic reforms. Since coming to power in 2022, Captain Ibrahim Traoré has taken bold steps to redefine Burkina Faso's economic path. Faced with a struggling economy, insecurity, and widespread poverty, Traoré's administration has chosen a path of sovereignty and self-reliance, one that breaks away from decades of dependency. One of the most striking reforms is his move to reclaim control of natural resources, especially gold. Burkina Faso is one of Africa's top gold producers, yet the wealth rarely reaches the people. Under Traoré, the government has prioritized renegotiating mining contracts to ensure that more revenue stays within the country. He even announced plans for nationalizing certain sectors and ensuring that foreign companies operate fairly or face replacement. Traoré's economic vision is deeply tied to Pan-African solidarity and anti-imperialism. He's emphasized local production, food security, and regional trade, while distancing the country from former colonial ties. For example, there is increasing cooperation with neighboring countries like Mali and Niger, forming a mutual alliance for economic and military independence. Additionally, Captain Traoré has pushed for investments in agriculture and infrastructure, encouraging young people to return to farming with better support and training. This is part of a long-term plan to reduce dependency on foreign aid and imports. Of course, these reforms face challenges: security threats, international pressure, and limited state capacity. But what stands out is the boldness of vision, a young leader attempting to build an economy that serves its people first. Whether one agrees with his methods or not, Captain Traoré has brought a fresh energy to Burkina Faso's political and economic landscape, one that is focused on dignity, sovereignty, and self-determination. Gold is Burkina Faso's lifeblood. By refining it at home and cutting out illicit trade, Traoré is putting more money back into public services. Number 7. Sovereignty first foreign policy. In an era where global powers often dictate the fate of smaller nations, Captain Ibrahim Traoré of Burkina Faso has chosen a different path, one rooted in sovereignty, dignity, and national self-interest. Since coming to power, Traoré has made it clear Burkina Faso will no longer be treated as a puppet state. His foreign policy is not about pleasing external actors. It's about protecting the interests of the Burkinabe people, first and foremost. Under his leadership, Burkina Faso has taken bold steps, cutting ties with exploitative international arrangements, rejecting foreign military presence that offered little results, and pushing back against aid that comes with hidden strings. His message is firm: we welcome cooperation, but not control. Traoré's sovereignty-first approach is about building a nation that can stand on its own feet. He's prioritizing local production, regional alliances, and African-led solutions to African problems. He believes that true independence isn't just political. It must be economic, military, and cultural. This policy shift has drawn criticism from some global actors, but it has also earned him deep respect across Africa, especially among the youth. Traoré is showing that it's possible to engage with the world without surrendering your soul. In choosing sovereignty over submission, he's not just shaping Burkina Faso's future, he's inspiring a generation across the continent to rise, think boldly, and demand respect on the global stage. Number 8. Strategic diplomacy and new alliances. Beyond the Sahel alliance, Captain Ibrahim Traoré of Burkina Faso is charting a bold and independent course, one that replaces blind allegiance with strategic diplomacy and fresh alliances rooted in mutual respect and African sovereignty. Traoré understands that Burkina Faso cannot isolate itself, but he also knows that true partnerships must be based on equality, not exploitation. That's why he has been working to diversify the country's international relations, moving beyond traditional Western powers to engage with new global and regional players who respect Burkina Faso's right to choose its own path. Under his leadership, we've seen stronger ties with Mali, Niger, and other Sahel nations, building a united front for security, economic development, and political independence. He has also opened doors to non-traditional allies like Russia, China, and Turkey, seeking technology, investment, and defense cooperation, but always on Burkina Faso's terms. What makes Traoré's diplomacy unique is that it is not just about politics. It's about protecting the dignity of the Burkinabe people. He wants alliances that support peace, development, and self-sufficiency, not dependency or manipulation. In the eyes of many, he is redefining diplomacy for a new Africa, strong, confident, and selective in its partnerships. Captain Traoré is proving that Burkina Faso may be a small nation, but it will not be anyone's pawn. It will build alliances that serve its people and reject those that don't. Diplomacy isn't just speeches and handshakes. It's about finding the right partners. Traoré's global outreach is about practical support, not ideology. Number 9. Strong populist connection. In a world where many leaders rule from a distance, Captain Ibrahim Traoré of Burkina Faso stands out as a leader who governs side by side with the people. His strength lies not just in military command or political authority, but in his deep and genuine connection with the ordinary citizen. From day one, Captain Traoré has shown he is a man of the people. He wears simple clothes, visits frontline soldiers, speaks directly to youth, and listens to farmers, traders, and community leaders. He doesn't hide behind walls. He walks among the people he serves. This populist connection is not about show. It's about shared struggle and national pride. Traoré speaks the language of the people. He understands their pain, insecurity, poverty, corruption, because he has lived through it, and now he fights to change it. He has rallied the youth, empowered local communities, and inspired a grassroots movement that believes real change doesn't come from foreign aid or elites, but from within the people themselves. His message is simple and powerful. This country belongs to you. Stand up and build it. Captain Ibrahim Traoré's connection to the people gives his leadership strength, legitimacy, and staying power. It reminds us that when a leader truly serves the people, not just rules over them, the nation rises together. When people feel heard and see action, they rally behind a leader. Traoré's mix of transparency and bold moves resonates with a generation hungry for change. Number 10, decisive and adaptable decision-making. One of the defining traits of Captain Ibrahim Traoré's leadership is his decisive and adaptable decision-making, a rare quality that sets him apart in a time of crisis and uncertainty. From the battlefield to the presidential office, Traoré has shown the ability to act quickly, think strategically, and adjust when necessary. Whether it's military operations against insurgents, reshuffling corrupt officials, or redirecting national resources to key sectors, he doesn't waste time with endless debate. He takes action. Yet his strength is not just in making bold decisions. It's in knowing when to pivot and adapt. He listens to feedback from the ground, responds to changing realities, and is never too proud to adjust his strategy for better results. That's the mark of a leader who is not driven by ego, but by outcomes. In a country like Burkina Faso, facing terrorism, economic hardship, and foreign pressure, the ability to be firm yet flexible is essential. And Traoré has shown he can balance both. He leads with a soldier's urgency, but also with a leader's vision. His style of decision-making has earned him the trust of the people and the respect of the military. It proves that real leadership isn't just about bold ideas. It's about making the right moves at the right time, even under pressure. Sticking to a plan is important, but so is adapting when circumstances change. Traoré's willingness to pivot, while staying true to core goals, shows strong, flexible leadership. Conclusion. So, there you have it, the top 10 reasons why Captain Ibrahim Traoré is a force to reckon with on the African stage. From his youthful energy to his battle-tested resolve, from Pan-African dreams to concrete economic steps, Traoré blends vision with action. Love him or question him, you can't ignore him. If you enjoyed this deep dive, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss our profiles of Africa's most influential figures. Drop a comment below. Which of these 10 qualities surprised you the most? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on New Bubble's YouTube channel. Stay strong.